Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue currently unfolding in General Hospital, a storyline that blends mystery, shock, and the emotional pull of a long-lost connection. The events revolve around Joss, Dex, and an unexpected encounter that challenges everything Joss thought she knew about the past. This is not just another twist in Port Charles, this is a revelation that could reshape the lives of several characters and perhaps bring back someone believed to be gone forever. It all starts with the shadow of tragedy that still lingers over Joss's life. Last year, Dex was believed to have died under harrowing circumstances. While hospitalized after a brutal stabbing, he was targeted again by Cyrus, who allegedly finished the job by injecting Dex with a lethal dose of poison. The event left Joss devastated, haunted by grief, and struggling to accept that the man she cared for was truly gone. The loss felt final, the pain was deep, and the only thing left were memories of a relationship cut short far too soon. But if there's one thing General Hospital has taught its viewers, it's that in this world, death is rarely permanent. Time and again, characters have miraculously survived situations that seemed hopeless, reappearing in Port Charles under new circumstances or identities. Still, even knowing that, Joss had resigned herself to believing Dex was gone. That changes during a mission that brings Joss far from home. She is working undercover at the exclusive Five Poppies resort, a luxurious getaway where wealthy guests mingle behind layers of privacy and secrecy. She is partnered with Vaughn, and together they are posing as a happily married couple, blending into the crowd while working toward their undisclosed objective. Everything is going according to plan until Joss sees something, or rather someone, that makes her world stop. Across the elegant resort grounds, her eyes lock on a man who looks exactly like Dex. The resemblance is so perfect it takes her breath away. Her hands tremble, her heart races, and her mind floods with disbelief. The image in front of her defies everything she has been told. Dex was dead, but here he is alive, standing just a few feet away in the middle of a sunny vacation paradise. Joss's instincts take over. She moves toward him, the shock still etched on her face. Every step she takes feels like crossing a bridge between the past and the impossible present. When she finally reaches him, she speaks his name, waiting for recognition, for some spark of familiarity to flicker in his eyes. But what she gets instead is a response that shakes her even more. The man looks at her calmly and tells her his name is Tony. He claims he's simply enjoying a vacation at the resort. His tone is casual, his expression is neutral, and there is no sign that he knows who Joss is. The words hit her like ice water, a complete denial of identity, as though Dex never existed. Joss refuses to believe it. She knows what she saw. She knows the face, the voice, the way he moves. This is Dex. No matter what name he gives, no matter what story he tells, she is certain of it. But her insistence starts to draw attention. Other guests glance at them curiously, sensing the tension between the two. The man calling himself Tony keeps his composure, but the situation is uncomfortable enough that he eventually excuses himself and walks away, leaving Joss standing there with more questions than answers. When she returns to Vaughn, she recounts the entire encounter. She describes the way Tony looks, the way he speaks, the uncanny resemblance to Dex that cannot be explained by chance alone. Vaughn listens, but his reaction is not what Joss hopes for. He tells her that mistaken identity happens all the time, that sometimes people resemble others so closely it's easy to get confused, especially when strong emotions are involved. He suggests she might be projecting her grief and longing onto a stranger, but Joss cannot accept that explanation. This is not a case of similar features or wishful thinking. She is certain she saw Dex. She felt it in the core of her being the same way. Someone might recognize a loved one's voice in the dark or their touch in a crowd. Her resolve hardens, and she makes a silent promise to herself. She will find out the truth, no matter how deep she has to dig. The next steps will not be easy. Tony, if that is even his real name, seems determined to keep his distance. He is careful, reserved, and skillful at avoiding direct questions. If he truly is Dex, then his refusal to acknowledge her raises more questions than answers. Why would he pretend not to know her? Why would he deny his identity? What has happened in the time since she last saw him? And most importantly, why did everyone believe he was dead? Joss knows that if she pushes too hard, she could scare him away completely. But if she does nothing, the chance to uncover the truth could slip through her fingers. She must find a balance, gathering information quietly, watching him from afar, and waiting for the right moment to confront him again. She starts to pay close attention to his habits at the resort, where he goes, who he speaks to, how he spends his time. Every detail could be a clue. Meanwhile, Vaughn remains skeptical but supports her enough to keep her cover intact. They continue their mission, but Joss's mind is elsewhere. The resort's tropical beauty, the flowing drinks, the laughter of other guests, none of it matters to her now. Every moment is consumed by the mystery of Tony. This is where the tension in the storyline truly builds. Viewers know that in the world of General Hospital, a man returning from the dead is not unusual, but the reasons behind it can be explosive. If Tony is Dex, his survival could involve hidden alliances, dangerous enemies, or a past so dark that he has no choice but to live under another name. If he's not Dex, then who is he, and why does he look exactly like him? Joss's determination is unshakable. She refuses to let go of the possibility that Dex is alive. She remembers every moment they shared, every promise, every unspoken feeling left between them. She knows that if she walks away now, she will regret it forever. Her quest for the truth has only just begun, and she will not stop until she gets answers. As the days pass at the Five Poppies resort, the quiet luxury becomes the backdrop for a brewing storm. Somewhere within its walls or along its sandy shores, the truth about Tony and Dex is waiting to be uncovered. And when it finally comes out, it could change everything Joss thought she knew about love, loss, and second chances. Next, we will dive into the exciting updates surrounding Rena Sofer's future on the show, and what it means for her beloved character, Lois Chirulo. Fans of General Hospital can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that Rena Sofer isn't bidding a permanent farewell to Port Charles, even as she embarks on a major life change by relocating to New York. Despite initial reports suggesting she might be stepping away from the ABC daytime drama, reliable sources confirm that Sofer will transition to a recurring status, allowing her to make periodic returns by commuting back to Los Angeles for filming sessions. This arrangement ensures that Lois remains an integral part of the storyline, much to the delight of viewers who have grown fond of her fiery personality and family dynamics. In fact, production insiders reveal that Sofer is already scheduled to tape new scenes in the coming weeks, potentially setting the stage for some dramatic comebacks that could shake up existing plots. Imagine Lois swooping in during a pivotal moment, her signature Bensonhurst accent cutting through the tension like a knife. It's the kind of twist that keeps GH addicts hooked. The news of Sofer's move came straight from the actress herself via a heartfelt Instagram post shared with her husband, Sanford Bookstaver, capturing their excitement about this new chapter. After nearly 35 years in the bustling heart of Los Angeles, the couple decided it was time for a shift, packing up their lives along with their 5 furry companions for the cross-country adventure. Sofer's message was laced with emotion as she reminisced about the city where she built her family, raised her children, and encountered the love of her life. She painted a vivid picture of LA as a place of dreams realized, from career milestones to personal joys, emphasizing how it shaped her into the person she is today. Adding a touch of whimsy, Sofer mentioned their eco-friendly Rivian vehicle loaded with dogs in the back, symbolizing a fresh, adventurous start away from Hollywood's glare. To enhance the personal touch, she included behind-the-scenes glimpses of their packing process, showing boxes of cherished mementos and playful puppy antics. That made the transition feel like a family road trip rather than a goodbye. Reflecting on her illustrious career in the entertainment industry, Sofer expressed profound gratitude for the opportunities and connections forged in LA. She highlighted the amazing success she's enjoyed, from standout roles in soaps to broader acting ventures, crediting the city for nurturing her talents. Particularly touching were her shout-outs to lifelong friends, including her best friend Irina Cabral and brother David Sofer, whom she described as pillars of support through highs and lows. Inventing a new layer to this narrative, one could envision Sofer hosting virtual reunions with these close ones, sharing laughs over video calls as she settles into her East Coast routine, blending old bonds with new horizons. Her post also served as a subtle nod to the collaborative spirit of showbiz, where relationships often extend beyond the set, fostering a sense of community that transcends geography. While Sofer cherished her LA era, she made it clear that she's eager for a more serene lifestyle. Trading the fast-paced Hollywood scene for the calmer vibes of New York, she spoke of quieter times ahead, perhaps envisioning strolls through Central Park with her dogs or cozy evenings in a brownstone, away from the constant hustle of auditions and red carpets. This move represents a deliberate choice for balance, allowing her to recharge while pursuing passions outside of acting, such as philanthropy or creative hobbies like photography, which she's hinted at in past interviews. In the accompanying video, Sofer and Bookstaver radiated pure joy, their smiles infectious as they waved goodbye to their old home, underscoring a positive outlook on change. To protect this happy moment, Sofer preemptively addressed potential negativity, stating that unkind comments would result in immediate blocks, a smart move in the age of social media trolls. Thankfully, the response was overwhelmingly positive, with an outpouring of love from fans who flooded the comments with well wishes and excitement about her continued involvement in GH. Former co-stars chimed in too, offering congratulations and sharing fond memories of working alongside her, which added a layer of warmth to the announcement. This support network highlights the genuine affection Sofer has earned in the industry, perhaps inspiring fan theories about crossover appearances or special episodes featuring Lois in New York-inspired storylines. It's inspiring to see a veteran actress like Sofer prioritizing her happiness and personal growth, all while committing to her craft in a way that suits her evolving life. Of course, this development is particularly thrilling because it means Lois Chirulo's arc isn't wrapping up anytime soon. Currently, her character finds herself in a precarious limbo following a tense confrontation in late July. Lois unexpectedly returned to Port Charles, only to be manipulated by the scheming Lucy Coe into ambushing her daughter, Brooke Lynn Quartermaine, during a live segment on the Home and Heart show. The fallout was explosive. Brooke Lynn, feeling betrayed, fired her mother on the spot and withheld the forgiveness Lois desperately craved. Deep down, though, Brooke Lynn grappled with an emotional void, missing the maternal bond despite her anger. Adding inventive depth, picture Lois retreating to Bensonhurst not just in defeat, but with a renewed determination to reflect on her impulsive ways, perhaps consulting old family friends for advice on mending fences. Lois chose to step back to her roots in Bensonhurst, hoping time would soften Brooke Lynn's heart and pave the way for reconciliation. With Sofer's upcoming filming dates, it seems forgiveness might indeed be on the horizon, potentially leading to heartfelt scenes of redemption and family healing. Inventing new elements, envision Lois returning with tales from her New York adventures, mirroring Sofer's real-life move, and using them to bridge the gap with Brooke Lynn through shared stories of growth and change. This could introduce fresh conflicts, like Lois meddling in Brooke Lynn's music career from afar or clashing with other Quartermaines over lingering resentments. Next, we will explore the mounting tensions surrounding the high-stakes WSB mission in Dalmatia, and the chilling possibility that a key player might not make it out alive. Enthusiasts of General Hospital are buzzing with unease over the latest developments, as whispers from the set hint at a devastating loss during this perilous operation overseas. Anna Devane, ever the vigilant ex-spy, voiced her deep-seated apprehensions about young Jocelyn Jacks teaming up with the enigmatic Vaughn for this assignment in the rugged terrains of Dalmatia, a region known for its treacherous landscapes and shadowy dealings. Meanwhile, the suave Jack Brennan dismissed the whole endeavor as nothing more than a routine reconnaissance trip, brushing off any notions of real peril with his characteristic nonchalance. But could Anna's instincts, honed from years of covert operations, be signaling an ominous turn of events, inventing a fresh angle to heighten the suspense? Picture Anna poring over classified maps late into the night, her mind racing with flashbacks to her own near misses in similar missions, fueling her determination to intervene subtly before disaster strikes. This contrast between Anna's caution and Brennan's optimism sets the stage for what could be a heart-pounding escalation. reminding viewers why GH excels at blending personal stakes with international intrigue. As the soap opera continues to deliver fiery plot lines that keep audiences glued to their screens, the narrative momentum demands a jolt of high drama to sustain the intensity. Recent episodes have been packed with betrayals, alliances, and emotional upheavals, from family feuds in Port Charles to unexpected romances, making it the perfect moment for a shocking fatality to up the ante. With the show's writers known for their bold twists, such as past character exits that reshaped entire story arcs, this Dalmatia storyline appears primed for tragedy. Adding inventive details, envision the mission unfolding amid ancient ruins and misty coastlines, where hidden enemies lurk, turning a simple intel-gathering op into a life-or-death chase that tests loyalties and exposes vulnerabilities. This potential death wouldn't just be a plot device. It would underscore the ruthless underbelly of the WSB, an organization depicted as a double-edged sword of heroism and hazard, forcing characters to confront the true cost of their involvements. All indicators are leaning toward Jocelyn Jacques facing serious harm in this venture, serving as a stark illustration of the WSB's inherent dangers and the risky position Jack Brennan has thrust her into by recruiting her. Jocelyn, with her fiery spirit and history of jumping into the fray, might find herself outmatched in Dalmatia's unforgiving environment, perhaps sustaining injuries that leave lasting scars, both physical and emotional. To expand creatively, imagine a scenario where Jocelyn dodges sniper fire in a narrow alleyway, her quick thinking saving the day but not without a price, like a twisted ankle or a deeper wound that requires emergency evacuation. This ordeal would amplify the narrative's warning about the perils of espionage, especially for someone as inexperienced as Jocelyn, who was drawn in by Brennan's charisma and promises of purpose. Furthermore, it highlights Brennan's questionable judgment, as his decision to involve a civilian like Jocelyn could backfire spectacularly, eroding trust among allies and igniting feuds that ripple through Port Charles. An unforeseen death in the mix would inject even more chaos into the unfolding drama, shaking up relationships and propelling subplots into overdrive. While Jocelyn stands as a cornerstone of the show, her resilience and connections making her indispensable companion, Vaughn emerges as a more likely candidate for such a fate. As a relatively fresh face on the canvas, Vaughn brings intrigue without the deep-rooted ties that protect legacy characters, rendering him somewhat disposable in the grand scheme of soap opera storytelling. Inventing new elements. Consider Vaughn's backstory as a former military operative with a hidden agenda, perhaps tied to unresolved vendettas from his past, which could culminate in a heroic but fatal stand during the mission. His chemistry with Jocelyn, sparked by shared adrenaline-fueled moments and flirtatious banter, adds a layer of poignancy, even if their bond hasn't blossomed into a full-fledged romance yet. This setup makes him an ideal sacrificial figure, allowing the show to explore themes of loss without derailing major arcs, while still delivering the emotional gut punch that GH fans crave. If tragedy strikes and Vaughn meets his end, it would shatter Jocelyn's world once more, compounding her history of heartache and forcing her to navigate yet another wave of grief. Though they weren't officially an item, the undeniable spark between them evident in stolen glances and protective instincts would leave Jocelyn reeling, especially if his demise came from a selfless act to shield her from harm. Picture Jocelyn cradling a wounded Vaughn in a rain-soaked hideout, his final words urging her to carry on, a scene ripe for Emmy-worthy performances that tug at heartstrings. This loss would mark the third romantic interest Jocelyn has mourned, dredging up painful echoes of her devastating goodbyes to Oscar Nero Quartermain, whose battle with illness ended in tragedy, and Dex Heller, whose abrupt exit left scars of betrayal and sorrow. Creatively expanding, this could trigger Jocelyn's spiral into self-doubt, perhaps leading her to seek solace in unexpected places like therapy sessions or confrontations with family, weaving in flashbacks that parallel her current pain with those past traumas, enriching her character development. Beyond the immediate heartbreak, the Dalmatia mission is poised to unleash a torrent of revelations and conflicts, transforming personal loss into broader turmoil. The tragedy could serve as the catalyst that unmasks Jocelyn's secret involvement with the WSB, including Brennan's covert recruitment of her, thrusting everything into the open and creating explosive fallout. Adding inventive twists, imagine classified documents surfacing during the chaos, or a distress call intercepted by allies back home, blowing the lid off the operation and drawing scrutiny from unexpected quarters. This exposure would entangle Jocelyn, Brennan, and her fiercely protective mother, Carly Spencer, in a web of deceit and recriminations. As Carly discovers the extent of the lies that put her daughter in jeopardy, should the truth come to light detailing Brennan's hand in Jocelyn's enlistment, her subsequent injuries, and the death of her partner, Carly's fury would know no bounds, targeting both Jocelyn for her secrecy and Brennan for his manipulative influence. As Jocelyn's boyfriend, Brennan might face the brunt of Carly's wrath, with heated confrontations in the hospital corridors or family gatherings turning into battlegrounds of accusations. To flesh this out with new details, envision Carly storming into Brennan's office, armed with evidence from leaked reports, demanding answers and vowing to dismantle his schemes, which could strain Jocelyn's relationships and force her to choose sides. The sticky situation promises to amplify the drama, exploring themes of trust, maternal instinct, and the consequences of hidden lives. With these elements in play, the question looms large: might Vaughn become the unfortunate casualty of this ill-fated Dalmatia expedition? His sacrifice not only breaking hearts, but also unraveling the carefully guarded secrets surrounding Jocelyn's double life. Could his tragic end be the very spark that ignites Carly's discovery of the truth, setting off a chain reaction of confrontations and alliances in Port Charles? As General Hospital continues to weave its tapestry of suspense, betrayal, and redemption, fans are advised to buckle up for what could be one of the most gut-wrenching arcs yet. Stay tuned to our channel for the latest spoilers, as we keep you updated on every twist and turn in this gripping saga.